Hi guys, I'm David with Media Unlocked, and today we're going to be looking at the Feiyutech AK4000 Gimbal. Now if you guys want to learn how to actually balance this gimbal and aren't interested in my review on it, hit the card over here. You can go see that video and learn how to balance this video in 3 minutes or less, even with a heavier camera body and lens. So let's get started. So one of the first things I'm going to say right off the bat that you guys can probably notice that I don't like is this case. I hate this case. It's styrofoam, it's poorly built, and I feel like if I use this case for everything, wherever I went and I wasn't putting the actual gimbal in my backpack or my camera bag or whatever, and I was using the case, this case is eventually just going to fall apart. Where like something like the Crane 2 that had a much nicer case to put your equipment in, to put your actual gimbal in. So I really think they need a better case, and for what the actual gimbal costs, $600, that's around the Crane 2 price, I think they could afford to add a better case. So I'm just going to say that right off the bat. However, this is literally my favorite gimbal I think I have used to date. I like it much better than the Crane 2, and there are a lot of really good reasons why. So let's just kind of go over what we actually have in the case. So we have the actual gimbal itself, as you guys can see. We have the stand, and then we have an extender, which I really do like this. It's an extender stand, so it extends the actual length of the gimbal itself. We're not going to hook that up though at the moment, and we're just going to throw just our basic little tripod stand at the bottom so we can stand it up. You do have your plate. Now one thing to mention about the plate would be that the upper part of the plate is for a heavier, longer lens. The bottom part of the plate is for a lighter, shorter lens. So like when I'm shooting with, let's say, my A7R3 or my A7 III and my 28mm f2 lens, I'm actually going to put this on the bottom end. When I'm shooting with something like, let's say I put a 7200 with the A7 III, I'm actually going to put that on the upper part. And that has to do with where it sits so that you can balance it so it's not leaning forwards or backwards so that you can get that perfect balance. Lighter bodies and lenses need to be on the bottom, where the top needs to be heavier bodies and heavier lenses. That's just something to mention. And then you have some cords. You do have the batteries, which the battery piece is just right here. And you just unscrew this. Batteries will last, and you just hit this piece and the batteries will come flying out. The one thing I do like about the Crane 2 as well is that the battery piece, the way you put the batteries in, it's actually, you're physically, let's say, putting them in each individual piece right above your tripod piece on the Crane 2. These will literally, if you open this up, they'll just come shooting out, and it's a little more annoying. So those are some of the downsides that I have, is really the case and the way they've set the batteries up. There really isn't too many things I dislike about this gimbal. This thing is awesome. So it's really easy to balance. Again, if you guys want to know how to balance it, there's going to be a link up there. The batteries will last for about, at full charge, and if you're shooting all day, let's say a heavier lens, even a lighter lens body, you're looking at anywhere from 8 to 10 hours of constant use, which is, for the most part, unless you're going to be doing a long wedding, that'll get you through a whole wedding day. And that's what we use the gimbal the most for. Now, the other really nice things is this is touchscreen, so you do have the option of touchscreen. It makes it really easy to connect Bluetooth through the app. So on my A7 III or my A7R III, I am able to actually connect through their app, through the phone, to my camera. It's really easy to do. And if you guys want me to make a video just on how to set up your Sony with your phone, with the gimbal, and control it via Bluetooth, super easy. Once that's connected via Bluetooth though, you're able to control your ISO and stuff through the touchscreen. Now my absolutely favorite feature about this gimbal that I absolutely love is it has a time-lapse setup to where you can set, once you've connected your Bluetooth to your camera, you can set the duration of how long you want to shoot. So let's say I want to shoot the next 2 hours, and then I want to take a picture every 5 seconds. So what you do is, to start, you'll move the let's say gimbal here, say this is my starting point, and then I'll hit a button, then I'll move it, and I want to say this is where I want my finishing point to be. I'll hit another button, then it will go back to the starting point, and over the next 2 hours it will take pictures and slowly move on its own, and it will slowly take pictures and do a moving time lapse, which is absolutely amazing for astrophotography if you're trying to shoot the stars, or if you're just trying to shoot anything time-lapse wise. So this is one of my favorite features about this. how easy it is to use it and set it up. It gets pretty much the same stable footage you're going to get from the Ronin, you're going to get from the Crane 2. It comes down to the added features that it offers. I also really like the touchscreen. Also the actual button on the back where you're actually controlling the gimbal itself and you're controlling the pan and tilt and all that. It works really, really, really well. You also have a record button so you can stop recording or take pictures with the flip of a button. Again, you'll need that, have that Bluetooth set up. Again, if you guys want me to make a video on that, leave a message. I'll try to get around to it because there's so many different little tiny videos I want to make about this gimbal. If you have a follow focus system set up, you can use this for the follow focus. And yeah, this thing is amazing. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut to some actual footage I shot with the gimbal. We'll show you guys actually me using the gimbal and the actual footage of how smooth and steady it is. It's just an amazing gimbal for $600. I think it's probably the best gimbal I've used on the market to date. It offers some of the nicest features, and I can't wait to see what Feiyutech comes out with in the future. So hopefully whatever comes out next, they'll send it to me. We'll get to test it out. And of course, they don't pay me to say that I love this thing. I genuinely have had a blast using it for the last month and testing it out. So as always, guys, I'll catch you next time. You guys have made it this far. If you want to check out our newest video, it will be right here. If you want to check out the product, it will be down here. If you do happen to click on it and purchase it, it does give us a little bit of commission, and that helps me a lot keep making these videos. And of course, guys, right down below, go on and leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, follow along. We'll catch you next time.